Good day, gentlemen. This is SwashbucklingSir here, and today we critique Runes, an action roguelike with a strong focus on combining runes in order to create one of 285 different spells to defeat the monsters awaiting you in the dungeons. First, let's take a look at the aesthetics of Runes. The pixel art style, while decent, seems uninspired and generic due to very low variety overall. The grass on the floor or the wooden walls in the forest terrain look particularly bad. The spell icons are another example of the dark side of aesthetics. However, the spell effects in-game are actually quite pretty. These effects surely are simple, however, there is beauty in this sparkling simplicity, and additionally, this assures that players can easily identify the spells the monsters and evil wizards are utilizing. This knowledge can and should be used, especially in later floors. Let's talk about the sound design next. Many studios, especially indie studios, who are working on a lower budget, often fall short in terms of audio. While Runes does not shine, luckily it neither shows oversight. The spell's audio effects sound generic, but also how you would expect them to sound. Water drops create satisfying splash sounds, lightning sparks like broken electricity, and fire spews crackling sounds of a train running on charcoal. A gripe worth mentioning, however, is the forgettable music, which ranges from alien space tunes while fighting in old ruins to bass-heavy tunes in the depth of hell. Have a listen. Luckily, the game does have a separate audio switch for music, which I turned to off after 6 hours of playing in order to listen to a choice of heavy rock and metal while slaughtering monsters, which is far more enjoyable to me. Now let's delve into the heart of Runes, its gameplay. When starting a new run, due to the Permadeath mechanic of roguelikes, you can select a class and race from a pool of 20 each, thus giving a huge variety in playstyles already before starting. While the core gameplay stays unaffected, the choices do play a factor on how you should try to develop your character. For example, you could try to select the damage bonus for being close to enemies to go with the charge and short range damage spells. After deciding on a desirable combination, Runes drops you into a procedurally generated dungeon where you try to find stairs to proceed to the next level. On the way, you will not only face a huge variety of monsters with distinct abilities and strategies, but also several other hazards and boons. There are rooms that have an aura attached to them, which might lower the attack speed or increase a certain rune level. There are also challenge rooms that change the objective, ranging from dodging fireballs to protecting and guiding wisps, and obviously completing those challenges yields rewards. On some floors, a boss awaits you, as indicated by the red smoke at the door. These fights are particularly interesting, as every boss requires you to adapt and thus breaks the routine of plainly dodging and shooting. One boss I particularly liked was Nimbiris, the Storm Brewer. When starting the fight, it quickly becomes clear that your spells have no effect whatsoever. However, you are also given plenty of time without consequence to analyze what is happening. You will quickly realize that just standing close is sufficient to hurt the boss. However, he will continuously spawn air monsters that bounce you around and make your life harder. Very cool design. Now let's jump to the namesake of Runes, the spellcrafting rune system. While defeating enemies, you will find an array of runes which are used to either upgrade existing spells or create an entirely new one from a pool of 285 spells. Once a spell was created, it will be logged into the rune decks for you to look up in the future. I'm deliberately showing an older recording of my rune decks because I found exploring the different combinations and spells to be great fun, and spoilering you would be a shame. After unlocking all double and a reasonable amount of triple spells, I can honestly say that most spells really do play very different, and thus the incredible spell crafting system of Runers adds another very interesting layer of exploration into the game. I can however imagine that after unlocking all spells and finding a very good combination that works for you, you might be going back to the same combination of spells over and over again. Now, after all this praise, I would not be SwashbucklingSir if I would not find some gripe here and there. After completing a floor or after reaching a level up, you can choose from a random variety of runes, rune levels or passive upgrades. As these are mere stat upgrades, however, they feel rather insignificant and unrewarding, especially as the monsters grow stronger alongside you. I personally would have preferred to find, for example, special runes that can attach special effects to other spells. For example, who would not love to have a volcano spewing ice applying snow in addition to the usual burn? Ice burn. As is, however, leveling up and proceeding to the next floor is not intriguing enough. All in all, Runers is an honestly brilliant action roguelike, with an incredibly in-depth spellcrafting system and a huge variety overall. The small gripes I mentioned, in terms of aesthetics, sound design and unrewarding level ups, do not diminish my very positive opinion of Runers. Therefore, Runers receives the SwashbucklingSir acclaim badge. As always, gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. If you like my content, please do subscribe and watch out for future videos. Have a great day. Goodbye.